Morning everybody, welcome back to the channel. A few weeks ago I popped a post on the Facebook page about Purple Rain, the Prince movie, and admitted that I'd never seen it, which encouraged the usual the usual remarks I get. How can you possibly have been around in the 80s and not seen Purple Rain? Blah 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 blah. So in the end I ordered that. I don't know, or didn't know anything about it. To take a vague swipe at what I thought it was, I imagined it to be some concert film featuring Prince, roughly held together by some scenes to do with his home life. And I only really got all that from watching the video for When Doves Cry, which I loved at the time. I was not a Prince fan in the 80s. Apart from When Doves Cry, I knew very little about him. I knew 1999 and a couple of his other tracks, but I was not anywhere close to what you would call a fan. So Purple Rain was completely and utterly under my radar. Never bothered to watch it. Over the years, I've never really felt the need to watch it. And I bumped into the trailer on YouTube a few weeks back and thought, 35 years have passed, maybe this is the time to have a look. So had the pizza ordered last night, popped it on, and was absolutely thoroughly entertained for the best part of 2 hours. Just to briefly explain the story, Prince plays a character called the Kid, who fronts a band called The Revolution. They play regularly at a club in his hometown, which is Minneapolis. There's another band there called The Time, fronted by Morris Day. Now this Morris Day and Prince, they're not actually very nice people. They're both arrogant, they're both self-obsessed. They've got no regard whatsoever for the members of the band. They're just not very nice people. The character Prince plays comes from an abusive household where his dad is constantly knocking his mother about and him. So it's not the best start. And into all this comes a young lady called Apollonia. Where on earth she got like that, I don't know. But she kind of latches onto the Kid. It's weird because it's kind of like an obsession. She actually buys him a guitar that he takes a fancy to in a shop window, and it's all brought to an abrupt end when he hits her. I can't remember why now. I only watched it like 12 hours ago, but he hits her anyway. She then falls into the arms of Morris Day, who puts her in his band, and it all kind of goes pear-shaped from there, really. I wasn't expecting very much, as I say, not a Prince fan. I'd also heard that his acting ability was not exactly worth the price of admission, let's put it that way. But I have to admit that the film was absolutely brilliant. It held me for pretty much the whole 111 minutes that it was on for. The concert scenes are absolutely brilliant. I'm not a massive fan of live music, I have to admit. Reason being that most live music sounds absolutely nothing like the record that you've bought or the CD that you bought. But the concert scenes in this were absolutely superb. I'm going to be ordering the CD soundtrack at some point. That's how much I liked it. The film itself, it is definitely a product of its time. There are a lot of things in there that you probably wouldn't expect to see, and stuff that really wouldn't fly nowadays. To the point where I did kind of wonder what certificate this would have got back in 1984. It's bleak, it's quite explicit in parts, and I must admit the scene where he hits Apollonia caught me completely off guard. Wasn't ready for that. It's an excellent film, but it's one of these that's not an easy watch, especially for a film that's 35 years old or 36 years old. Um, but I would highly recommend it to anybody that's got a passing interest in the 1980s, the music, the fashions, the way things were back then. It's just well worth watching. And as for Prince's acting ability, he's actually not that bad. I've seen a lot worse over the years, especially with rock stars trying to sort of act in films and stuff like that. Most of the time, it never quite works. I think the only ones that I ever really had time for was probably David Bowie. He did a couple of classic films: The Man Who Fell to Earth, Merry Christmas, Mr. Lawrence. He did very well with it. But most of the others seem to fall flat on their face. Acting, they should stick to singing, which is what they're best at. But Prince wasn't actually all that bad. Yes, he's not. He's no Laurence Olivier, but it's passable and it's all right. It must have been because I watched it right the way through. So yeah, highly recommended. As I say, the concert scenes are something else. They're worth it all on their own. And the last two tracks, which are called, let me get this right. One's called I Would Die For You, and one's called Baby I'm a Star. Absolutely superb. The less said about Darling Nikki, is that what it's called? I think it's called Darling Nikki. My God, the lyrics in that. If I remember right, I remember hearing some years ago that the American version of Mary Whitehouse got her knickers in a right old twist over the lyrics in that one, and I believe that is what started the introduction of labels on CD covers stating that lyrics were explicit and that sort of thing. I believe that was the one that started it all. So yeah, it's a hell of a trap, but it's not one you want to play for your mother. Let's put it that way. So I'll leave it at that. I just wanted to pop on and just let you know that I have finally seen Purple Rain, and I loved every minute of it. So as I say, I've got it on Blu-ray. You can get it for about, I think that one cost me about $7.99. So it's definitely worth it if you've not seen it. I found the whole thing hugely entertaining, and as far as his acting ability goes, who cares? The man can absolutely command a stage. And every scene that he's in, you just can't take your eyes off him. He's just amazing. And this is something now that I kind of want to build on. I know he did other films. I believe one was called Graffiti Bridge. So I'm going to be looking into maybe having a look at those. I won't set the bar or my expectations too high for them, but I will certainly have a look. And if nothing else, watching Purple Rain has given me a kind of a newfound respect for an artist that I knew nothing about and didn't really bother with, but I certainly will be bothering with him. I'll be looking up any concert footage that I can find and have a look at that. And there's a couple of documentaries on Prime that I wouldn't mind taking a look at. It's just kind of left me wanting to know more about him, which is a good thing. So, right, I'll let you all go. Enjoy your Sunday, folks, and I will be back again probably next weekend. I've got quite a few movies to get through. It's just finding the time to watch them. I did watch this one a couple of nights ago, so I'm more than likely going to do a review of this because this absolutely blew me away. So, right, enjoy your Sunday, folks, and I will talk to you all again soon. Thanks for joining me. If you've enjoyed the video, just give it a thumbs up, and I really would appreciate any subscribers. I've got about 30 so far. Be really cool if I could hit 100 by the end of the year, but we'll see how we go. Take care, folks. Have a great day, and I will talk to you all again soon. Bye-bye.